we should be exposing them to beauty, to love, even artistic work, your painting, beautiful gardens. The outings should be around showing children the beauty of life, because it's starting to shape who they are internally. As promised, childhood development. I spoke of the 7-year cycles, and of course, my name is thozi.theko. 7-year cycles on child development. It is what you would know as early childhood, middle childhood, and adolescence. These phases are broken down in, or are made of 7-year cycles. 0 to 7, early childhood; 7 to 14, middle childhood; 14 to 21 is adolescence. Zero to 7, the child has landed on earth, on the physical world. Is going to use the physical body to learn to be in the physical world, right? You will see that they are driven by will, by inner drive. They learn by doing. They grab, they kick, they are active. Babies active, right up to 7, they are active. And we need to be allowing that. They learn through play. They learn by doing it. They learn by touching it. They learn by kicking it, by running on it, right? And there's a lot of brain development. And brain development goes hand in hand with that energy that wants to take a lot inside. And that is why our preschools have, sleeping mats or mattresses, so that they can use this energy and sleep. The sleep is that subconscious aspect I was talking about earlier, where the child is now taking in the mind at a mental level. They are taking in what they've been learning. As they are playing, they learn languages when they play with other children. A lot is taken in. The brain is doing the most active parts or functions at this time. We should be encouraging it and not discouraging it. Middle childhood. This child is learning to be in the world, learning about the world through the heart space, through feeling into the world. When we're using our heart and it's open, there's sensitivity to it. This child is now at a primary school level. This child is with their heart open. This child is loving the friends, loving the teacher that teaches them, just loving being in school. They're excited about a lot of things in life. But sensitivity means that if anything incorrect, ugly happens, that sensitivity is hit. So this child as a whole is sensitive at this time. And dear parents, I'm going to talk about sub-phases to this, and you'll understand better when you look at your own child. So for now, as I cover 7 to 14 years, it is, notice the mood swings in that range, in that phase, because their heart is open. They're learning the world, and we should be exposing them to beauty, to love, even artistic work, your painting, beautiful gardens. The outings should be around showing children the beauty of life, because it's starting to shape who they are internally. Adolescence. Here's what's happening in this phase. The child is learning to be in the world through using thought. So the developmental stages, as you can see, there's lending the will, there's the heart space, and now we're moving into the head space, the intellectual space, the mental space. Development of the brain has been happening all of this time. Children are thinking, but at this age, they're starting to think critically, starting to think rationally, starting to understand their thinking process. And for some, because now they have they're understanding their thinking process, they have opinions, they can also be too judgmental. And they tend to think that they know at this stage. So you probably have been seeing your teenagers challenging you, but they also want to know the world now, understand it in a way that uses the rational kind of thinking process. What is the truth of the world? They recognize that they were babies, they were young, they were taking everything that parents tell them or adults tell them. Now they are thinking for themselves, and they will question you. All they are seeking is the truth. Educational truth. When educators are preparing their subjects and teach well, children are excited about that. They love those kind of teachers. But they can also pick up when educators didn't prepare their lessons well. They can see through it. And some children, some young people don't take it well. They then abuse the educator that seems to be abusing them by not preparing. But also for you, parents, like they ask you to teach them things. They ask you a question. Be as honest as possible, because now you are allowing their brain to develop the way it's supposed to develop. You can take this time to expose them to things that will shape and stimulate their brain. The outings must make sense to them. The outings must be about developing them. And when we understand this, we can teach and be honest when we don't know certain things, because they can understand that. Yes, your child is now at the age of between 14 to 21. Not only there's brain development, there's also hormonal development. Around this time, at some point, the subphases I'm going to talk about later on, is that there's spurts of growth. Child suddenly goes taller, the arms are longer, the uniform is not quite fitting, and it feels like he or she grew a little more centimeters just the other day. That's part of the changes that happen in the body around those ages. And part of it is pre-puberty. And for some children, they are in puberty already, because children are different and they develop at different ages. So hormonal development in itself brings about changes that teenagers, young people at that age, don't fully understand. And if they don't have an open communication with you, they don't tell you about the changes that are happening. They don't talk to you. They may talk to their friends outside. And this is when it is important for you as a parent to be involved, to be conscious of what is happening, and maybe have more engagements. And the truth I'm talking about is really, truly important for those changes. Now, the body is doing something I don't understand. You've been there as a parent. You've been a teenager yourself. So you actually do have knowledge. You do have information. And even if you didn't have information at the time when you were teenagers, by now you have more information. By now you can educate your child in a smart way, in a life-giving way, in an enriching way, in a way that will stimulate your child to love you more, to love themselves more, so that they are present in this development. This is critical, parents. 14 to 21. Let's be present with them. And of course, we will talk more next week. We will be doing the sub-phases of what happens within those 7-year cycles. What happens between 0 to 2 or 2.5, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, and then 7 to 9, 9 to 12, 12 to 14, and then 14 to 16, or 16 and a half, 17 to 18, 18 to 21. Those are the sub-phases that we'll be covering. See you then. Ha!
Thank you for watching. Please check the description box below for more information on the program and how to get hold of us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to get updates on our future uploads.